and then eating the 1,000 calories a day, and your body's like, what are you doing to me? I need more food.
Right. Yeah, my son's like, eat this. I'm like, I can't eat that. I was terrified of,
Mm.
I can't eat those French fries with you or those chicken nuggets with you or have, pizza on your birthday or have some of your birthday cake because, oh my gosh, I'm gonna, that's just gonna throw me all off if I do that.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
wish you had known sooner? What's going on, everybody? Hey, so today we have another Warrior Babe here with us. Her name is Paige. And before Warrior Babe, Paige was faced with more health issues than most: injuries, chronic pain, medications, and full on living that busy lifestyle. And she thought that she had to eat less and push harder just to maintain her weight, but it was leaving her exhausted, in pain, and struggling to keep up with her son and also to see the results that she had wanted. She then found Warrior Babe, and now she's eating more, she's training smarter and stronger than she's ever imagined. And not only has she transformed physically, but she's also rediscovered joy in movement, in food, and in life itself. And today we're going to dive into her story. She's going to share all of the things with us. Welcome, Paige. Excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Can you let the listeners know a little bit about you? Like, where are you from, how old you are, and what do you do for your job?
Yeah, so I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Mhm.
I'm almost 39. Uh, kind of scary to be there, but almost 39. And I am a nurse. So I do home nursing and take care of people in their homes. I just recently started my own company at the beginning of the year, which has been a whole slew of stress, but I'm super excited to be doing it. And I love taking care of people.
That's awesome. Fellow
Yeah.
nurse in the house. Let's go.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your
Thank
start of
you.
your business.
Thank you.
All right, so let's take us back to what was your health and your fitness like prior to Warrior Babe?
Poor, to say the least. um, I think ever since I would say my 20s, I always had this, if I just cut down on what I was eating, cut down on carbs, just pretty much ate like a mouse, I could maintain my weight. But as I got older, that got harder to do. Even if I cut what I was eating, it seemed like I stayed the same weight or just added weight on despite not eating anything. And my health has been a roller coaster since I would say 2007. I had West Nile, which was a whole year of steroids, which, messed my whole system up, threw me off entirely, and had procedures done, that kind of stuff, tired. And then I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis about a year and a half, 2 years later. So I struggled with stomach issues and eating, and then I had a real fear of eating um, because it would cause my stomach to get upset. And so I just kind of, it was easier to not eat because then my stomach didn't hurt. And then I got arthritis, and then I hurt my back. And when I hurt my back, I ended up with surgery about a year later, which didn't fix me like I was hopeful for, and ended up with bone spurs. And those caused severe pain when I was moving, when I was walking too much, just standing, sleeping, pretty much anything. I'd have back spasms. So I was on muscle relaxants, which make you extremely tired, not functional, and narcotics to help with the pain. Um, and so my physical kind of went down at that point. I didn't want to move, which was not the right thing to do for back pain or back injuries. But, I'd go to physical therapy and they'd tell me to do these things, but it hurt. Um, you know, Trying to do anything people recommended just hurt. I started getting injections. Those didn't really help. And then I started getting ablations, which did help with some of the nerve pain, but I was still had chronic lower back pain with my arthritis and the back injury. And so I was, pain medications and muscle relaxants to get through doing anything. Then I had my son, which was amazing. He's 6.5 now. So, um, but I had blood clots when I had him, and so I ended up with stents in my left iliac artery. But that put me down because my left leg got really swollen and couldn't hardly walk like 10 feet without fatigue in my leg. Um, and so I really struggled to keep up with my son. And that part really hurt because I wanted to be able to play with him and get on the ground and wrestle with him and play tag and go to, activities with his friends and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, I'm tired. I don't feel good. I hurt, and that broke my heart. I think that was the hardest thing, was just not being able to play with him when he wanted to play, and just telling him, mommy hurts, and mommy's not that old, but mommy hurts and feels like she's, in her 80s at this point. That was when I started looking for programs, workout programs, stretching programs, but I couldn't find anything that was made for me, I guess. And, everything was a 30-day program or a 60-day program, and it worked for that 30 days, which was fantastic. But then it was gone after the 30 days. It didn't really teach me anything. It didn't really change my habits or my daily routines. I never really built it into my daily life. Yeah, I think I had been in search of something, spent countless money on different programs that, like I said, never really worked. Or I'd get 2 weeks in, it was like I can't do half the exercises because I have to modify them. They hurt.
You've
Yeah.
been through it all.
Yes.
Wow. It sounds like when you were back in 2007. That's when it started, right? So that
It
was,
is.
wow. So it's been a bit about a time of things that you've gone through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has been.
And
Yeah,
now you're here, which is pretty cool. You're on the other side of it, which we'll get
I
to how you're
am.
feeling. Um, Take us back though to when you were eating what, like 1,000 calories a day?
When my coach, yeah, when she asked me to just track for the first like week so she could kind of figure out what I was eating and stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm putting it in, I'm like, oh, I don't want to put that in, like that. I feel like I'm eating too much or I'm eating the wrong things, but she was like, just be honest. And so I put it in, and she's like, okay, you're eating like 1,000 calories a day. And I was like, I didn't realize that that's how much I was eating, but
Yeah.
I was surprised that I'm like, well, I'm only eating 1,000 calories. I should be like, 100 pounds. I should weigh nothing eating 1,000 calories, but yet I was fluffy. I mean, I wasn't big, but I was, 130, and for me, that was heavier than I was in high school when I was playing soccer and everything, and I felt fluffy. I felt, just I wasn't comfortable in my own skin.
How did that affect eating the 1,000 calories a day? Plus, this was during all the time that you were going through all of those different trials and tribulations. How did that like impact you on a daily basis in terms of your mood, your energy, and like your overall well-being?
It was not good. I didn't sleep. I would say I'd sleep 4 or 5 hours on average, kind of broken. My sleep was terrible. And then I'd get so exhausted that then I would sleep well one night and then wouldn't sleep again forever. I had no energy to do anything during the day. I mean, waking up in the morning, it was like 3 hours later, and I'm like, I have to get going. Like, how many energy drinks can I drink? What can I take to help me perk up for just a few hours so I can get through my day? And afternoon energy drinks, and, none of it worked. Wasn't good, wasn't healthy for sure. Um, Cranky mood swings, didn't tolerate stress well, and yeah, playing with my son, doing those things, going out and having, a weekend, or even thinking about doing a fun trip to like Disney or doing something like that, was like, oh my God, that sounds horrific, because there's no way I'm going to be able to walk around Disney. I'm not going to be able to, have the energy and be able to sustain doing that and have a good time, or have, my son have a good time.
Yeah. And those are some of the
Yeah.
things that you wish you could have done back then that
Hmm.
you weren't able to do because of everything that you were going through. And then eating the 1,000 calories a day, and your body's like, "What are you doing to me? I need more food."
Right. Well, my son's like, eat this. I'm like, I can't eat that. I was terrified of,
Mm.
I can't eat those French fries with you, or those chicken nuggets with you, or have, pizza on your birthday, or have some of your birthday cake. Because, oh my gosh, that's just gonna throw me all off if I do that.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
wish you had known sooner? Because everything that you went through, like it sounds, at least from my perspective of looking at it and hearing it with you right now, it's like you're walking on eggshells. Like, I couldn't eat this, I couldn't do that. And then you weren't sure, you were uncomfortable, you were in pain. Like, there was so much going on in your world. Looking back, like, what do you wish you had known sooner about, like, fueling your body the right way and training it properly and moving and exercising? Looking back, that all the things that you know now, like, looking back, what do you wish you'd known sooner?
I wish I'd known about WarriorBabe sooner. I mean, truly, I wish I'd known that there was something out there like this, you know, years ago before I had my son. I wish I had known that, eating it's good, and I absolutely love eating now. And just giving your body what it needs and moving it the right way and doing those activities, how much better I feel emotionally. I'm happy. I'm more energetic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still a mom. I'm still working. I still have my days that you're tired. It's not like just feel great 1,000% of the time, but I would say, 90% of the time, I actually feel maybe like I'm not even, almost 39 years old. When
Yeah.
before it was like I was 80 all the time.
That's that. When you were saying all of that, I was like, you're way too young to be experiencing all of those things.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think was the moment that made you realize, like, I can't keep living this way? Like, I need to make a change.
I think it was with my son as he kept getting older and getting more mobile and talking about wanting to play sports. And I wanted to, but I didn't.
Mm,
I was like, I don't want to just go and sit and watch him play. He's an only child. And so it was like, he wants me to be there playing with him.
yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this. I have to figure out something. I have to be able to be there for my son and feel better overall. And honestly, it was, between that and I was taking care of a patient at that time who was in his 80s, and he was a rock star. He worked out every day, and no excuses. He had no excuses. He modified his entire home gym so that his arthritic hands could hold on to things. And he had seats in different places so he could sit during different exercises, but he worked out every single day because that's what kept him going. I was like, if he can if he can do this at 83, why can't I do something? Like, I have no reason I can't do something and change what I'm doing.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a man to look back and be like, he was a driving force in making me make some type of change.
He was. Yeah.
When you were going through all of those experiences, how did that affect like your confidence, and how did that affect your mindset? How did that affect like your overall like happiness?
I had no motivation. I mean, I had no drive. I mean, I had a lot of drive when I was younger. I wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to do, all these things. And I like to go camping. I like to go out and, explore. I like to hike. I like to do all those things. I used to ski. I used to, and I couldn't do. I mean, I lost kind of my enjoyment for life, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, for the reason why we go to work every day, why we wake up every day and do things is so that you can enjoy life and enjoy the good parts of it. And I didn't have that anymore. I mean, I dreaded doing things. I, was worried about the pain. I was worried about stomach issues. I was worried about everything. I mean, it was like I thought of all the things of why I couldn't do them or what could go wrong or what what would hurt, what would not, that I would talk myself out of doing anything enjoyable.
Wow. Thank you for sharing all of this too, by the way. I
Of
want
course.
you to know too, like the listeners that are listening to this, that like there's somebody out there that may be experiencing the same thing right now, and to know that you're not alone, and also that person that may be watching this isn't alone, that they may be experiencing, if not one or maybe all the things that you went through too as well, and they're hearing your story and be like, wow, like I resonate with you right now. I hear you, and I want to be like Paige. Like I want to make a difference in myself and be able to get better. Was there ever, thinking about that and listening, hearing you say those things, was there ever a moment that like you doubted whether you could feel strong again and like and be pain free? Like how did you work through that doubt?
100%. I mean, I never thought I could run again. I never thought I could lift weights. I didn't, I was like, maybe I can do a band workout. I never thought, yoga was like out of the picture. I was like, I can't bend, I can't twist, I can't, without hurting. Um, I was so fearful of my back that I was like, if I lift weights or anything, I'm gonna have this horrible, back spasm and I'm going to end up in the ER because I can't move. I mean, that's how bad I was. My husband would pick me up off the floor and carry me into the ER because I couldn't move. My back was
Oh my goodness.
so tight and pissed off. And I mean, childbirth was easier than the muscle spasms were. So,
Jeez, in that moment you could have had like feeling so helpless and hopeless
oh,
too.
it
Like,
was, yeah, it was, yeah, I never thought I would be able to do anything. I mean, pick up my son. I mean, even that, as he's gotten bigger, it was like, how am I going to carry him when he's tired and we need to carry him in from the car? I'm not going to be able to ever pick him up and carry him in. And I love carrying him in. I mean, he's big and
yeah.
I'm like, carrying this big 45, 50 pounds, up the stairs and stuff. And now I'm like, oh, I can do it. And I don't even think about it. I don't even question if I can do it, and I love every second of it.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
let's bring it up to that point. Like, how'd you find Warrior Babe?
So it was, I think, my phone knows what I've been searching for. So I was doing a lot of searches on workout programs and things I could do with my back and nutrition and weight loss and all this stuff. And so luckily, Warrior Babe on Facebook popped up on some ads and I saw your face and clicked on it. And, second guessed myself a few times, clicked it, saved it, was like, and then watched a couple of videos and was like, I don't
What were you
know
skeptical about? Like, what were you second guessing?
uh, if I could even do it. I mean, it was, I'm like, is it like every other program? Is it, says that it's personalized or says that it's, this and it's not really that? And, can I do it? Can I fit this into my busy life? Honestly, what made me, I watched one of your podcasts or videos on excuses, um, and
Okay.
and not making excuses and not letting excuses get in the way. And I think that was what made me finally move forward was you were right. Like excuses, like everything. I have 1,000 excuses and I had good excuses, but they were still excuses. Um, and in reality, I wanted that better life. I wanted to be everything, that I wasn't, and quit making excuses and don't let those medical issues be my excuse for why I can't live and why I can't have energy and play with my son.
You just gave me full body chills that you took ownership of like the things that you could take control of to make things better in your life, all from that
Yeah,
podcast. That makes my
yeah.
heart happy and to hear that.
Good.
So when you first started Warrior Babe, how were your thoughts when you first like, you enrolled and then you met your amazing coach Lauren and then you continued on. Like what were your first thoughts during the first couple weeks/months?
When I started, it was like, how am I going to find 30 minutes a few times a week to work out? And surprisingly, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. But that's where having the coach was perfect because I told her what my reservations were, what my concerns were, what my, you know, restrictions were, and school schedules and work and everything. And she was like, we're going to ease into it. We're not going to hit the ground running. We're not going to, over exhaust you or overwhelm you. And if you're feeling that way at any point, then let me know and we'll modify. And so it wasn't like I had to just hit the ground running with, an hour long workout and, hit my nutrition right off the bat. And I think that was what sold me from the get go, was just that I didn't have to be perfect from day
Mm.
one. I didn't have to just nail it right off the bat or have, figure it all out from day one. It was, I
Heck,
had a coach there to help ease me into it and help me figure it out and ask questions.
heck
Um,
yeah. Well, two
and
things to pull out of two that you said right there was you told your coach all of the reservations and how you're feeling and can I do that? Can I work it? Can I make it work? Like you communicated with her all of
yes,
those things that you were feeling so that she could be the coach and try and meet what we say at Warrior Babe and internally is meet our clients where they're at, meet our babes where they're at. So we can
yes,
make it a personalized program for you, and you don't have to feel like you have to follow this said exact structure on all those other programs that are PDFs, or this is your meal that you have to eat, or this is your workout that you have to do, and God forbid it goes 45 minutes, but you could only have 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that's where the perfectionist mentality can totally capture, like totally take over and be like, I can't do this. And
yeah,
then you don't,
right,
you know?
yeah.
So the communication and meeting where you're at, and then that helps to alleviate that perfectionist mindset.
Well, and even just meeting with my coach and telling her about my back pain and my serious concerns. Like I was terrified of picking up a weight. I was like, I don't want to hurt. And she did it beautifully. Eased me into things, started me with ones that were very safe for my back and low weight, and eased me up into what I'm doing now, which I never would have thought I would be able to do without back pain,
It's
ever.
amazing.
To be able to do deadlifts without back pain. But she worked me up into that. She didn't just start me, with those heavy weights and with those risky things. She built up my core. She built up all the muscles around it so that I could support my back, so that I wouldn't injure my back. And that's the best part of Warrior Babe.
That's amazing. I love to hear that. When you started too, how you said it was like the 30 minutes that you had to work out and you were worried about that. What about the nutrition aspect? Like how did you take on macronutrients at first?
It took me, I mean, it wasn't, I think the hardest part was figuring out like weighing things. I wasn't used to weighing food. I had never weighed food or really looked at, I just ate small little baby portions of things, or, if I knew it had a lot of fat or it was a ton of carbs, I just didn't eat much of it, or any of it.
Hmm.
And so, figuring those numbers out was a little just getting used to. I guess it wasn't really hard. I think macros are awesome. I think they're an easy way of doing it because it's not that hard. Carbs, fat, protein, however you get those, and you can, make it really complicated if you want to, or you can start out easy and just carbs, fat, and protein, whatever kind of carbs they are, whatever kind of fat it is, whatever kind of protein. And then you can start, as you get through the program, figure out what the better carbs are and what the better fats are and the better proteins. But to start with, just get those in, get those
Mm,
numbers.
yes. I
Yeah,
love to hear that coming from you didn't know anything about macros beforehand, did you?
I
No.
didn't. Mm-mm.
So you
Nope.
just listened to the coach and was like, all right, protein, fats, and carbs, I can do this. And you
Yep.
just that's amazing. Let's go.
On the meal plan, I mean, even just her looking through my first week of what foods I was eating and coming up with kind of a sample meal plan gave me an idea of what I could eat that I'm actually eating. It wasn't, okay, here's a bunch of salads and, gourmet meals that I've never made before in my life that I'm like,
I have like
ah.
50 ingredients that you need to like fit into my fitness pal at the same time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It was like, okay,
Not
these are
that
foods I'm
daunting.
actually eating. Um, and even being able to message my coach or tell her, hey, how do I fit chicken nuggets and French fries into my day so that I can
Hmm.
eat those with my kiddo one day when, after school and he wants to go to, McWindy's, he calls it, but we go over there and he wants to eat
Make Wendy's.
them.
You do
McWindy's.
McDonald's and Wendy's together? Is it just like no? Okay, that'd be. I mean, McDonald's for the nuggets, and then Wendy's
Right,
for the
for the
frosty.
frat, right?
More
Exactly.
fries.
But she helped me figure that out, how to, eat that stuff and be able to enjoy those foods with my kiddo. And
That's amazing.
that was the awesome part with the macros is I can still eat normal food. And it made it enjoyable to actually have the macros. It didn't like I kept telling people I'm not on a diet. It's not a diet. I'm not on a diet plan. It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. This is just a lifestyle and this is just food. This is just what foods I eat, but it's not a diet. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
Love that. It's music to my ears. I love the days too where I can just go to Chick-fil-A and fit in
Right.
Chick-fil-A.
Exactly.
It's an amazing like I don't feel deprived. And as you know, as you're saying too, it's like you can have things that you it doesn't have to be that hard. You can enjoy the food and you can still go out and have food with your kids. Like it's a good time. Diet it's
It
not a
is.
diet. It's a skill set
It's
that will
not a
serve you for the
diet.
rest of your life.
It is. It's something sustainable.
Hmm.
Something, I don't feel like I've modified. I just am counting numbers and fitting them into that.
Yeah, totally.
Hmm.
So you mentioned earlier when you were unsure and you were watching the videos and the ads and you started to go look on the website that you were like, is this just like every other program? What are we just like every other program? And then specifically, like what made Warrior Babe stand out to you above everything else?
So I think was that it was personalized, and that it was all of it. It was a total package. It wasn't just bits and pieces. Um, I had a coach who was nutrition, life, workouts. It was everything. I mean, sometimes I felt like she was, I was writing to my diary that week because I'm like, my stressors, like, this is my diary entry. And I get to, she's counseling me once a week. So it was, mind, body, soul, the whole shebang, with having the coach piece of it. Um, and then helping me through with what foods I can eat and how to fit those in, or adding more carbs, or taking, some fat away because my stomach was hurting, or, energy's low, so I need a little bit more of this, modifying the protein as I was working, harder, lifting more, I could actually eat more protein. But she did that gradually with me, so my stomach never hurt. I mean, I was utterly surprised that I could eat so much and my stomach wouldn't hurt.
Love that.
Yeah. Um, so I think it was the fact that it was an all-inclusive, personalized program for every babe. And whatever issues you have coming into it, or whatever reservations, or whatever past history you have, your coach works through those with you. And so I had a fear of eating, and she helped me work through the fear of eating, and I absolutely love eating now. I mean, I struggle to go through a cut because I actually really enjoy food at this point, and so I'm like, I don't really want to do a cut. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to, feel hungry. I'm like, I enjoy feeling satisfied by the end of the day.
How many macros slash calories are you eating now?
I'm at 2360 for my calories. So I'm at like 260 carbs, 80 fat, and 145 protein.
Okay, just to, if anybody forgot how much Paige was eating prior, that was around 1,000 calories, 1,088. Remember what you wrote on the form.
Yeah.
And now you're eating double that,
A little more than
2,300,
double. Yeah.
more than double.
Yeah.
What were some of the, because there's so many women that fear eating more. And as you just mentioned, you would have feared too as well. So what were your fears around eating more? And how did you trust the process of like, okay, Lauren's increasing my calories, like your coach is increasing your calories. Like, what did that make you feel like?
She did it gradually. So it's not like it was okay, we're going to add 100 calories this week and see
Hmm.
how you feel. And then if I felt great, she'd say, do you want to bump or do you want to stay there for another week? And so I could make that choice of like, let's give it another week, or heck no, I'm hungry, let's do it. And listening to my body and saying, like, no, I actually am hungry. And so let's add a little bit more and easing into it, but being able to talk through it with her, as to what my symptoms were as far as not sleeping or feeling tired or feeling hungry. And then she's like, all right, well, why don't we add a little bit here, add a little bit here, see how you feel. Let me know at any point in the next week if you're having issues and I can drop it back down if we need to. And so I think that was probably what helped the most with increasing those was that I had control still, but I had a coach that was educating me through the process of why I needed those. And I could see how my body was doing. I mean, with the pictures, with the lifting, with doing everything, I could feel the improvement, I could see the improvement. And so it made it easier to trust and be like, okay, she knows what she's doing.
Heck yeah. Heck
And
yeah.
finally just, okay, I'm giving control to you and I'll just tell you what's going on and you tell me what I need.
But even you mentioned you were in control. Like the way I look, that was to everything to me right there. Because you say you're in control of it and you're basically in the driver's seat, but you can turn to your coach who's in the passenger seat and be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is the biofeedback that I'm feeling in my body. This is how I'm sleeping. I'm yeah, X, Y, and Z. And then she can play back to you and be like, okay, cool. Here's my knowledge and what I understand. This is why we're going to do it. And then give you the control to go take the action. That
Yep.
right there is such a that's amazing. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about, having somebody be able to bounce off that knows what they're doing, then you being the receptive person to take action and go do it.
Yeah.
What was one moment, like a specific moment, if you remember at all, early on when you first started, when you realized like, wow, this is actually working? And what was that like?
It was um just I mean amazing. It was just like, wow, I actually found something. And I wanted to shout it from the rooftops. I think I told anybody and everybody about it. I mean, when I first joined, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, Warrior Babe. My husband giggled a little bit like Xena Warrior, and and now I'm happy to tell anybody that I'm a Warrior Babe and tell them all about the program. And I, like, no shame. I will shout it from the rooftops and tell anybody I can about it because it was like, I think it was like at 90 days. I mean, I looked at my pictures and I was like, holy moly, like, how is this the same person? I'm eating more. I lost weight. And I mean, I was putting on some muscle, like getting toned, and I mean, it was just, and people were like, well, are you cutting how much you're eating? And I'm like, no, I'm eating so much more than I was eating and lost weight. I mean, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Your body's like,
Who would have
yay,
thought?
thank you.
I know.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, bring
Yeah.
us up to where you are now. Like since joining Warrior Babe, where are you now in your journey?
Yeah, so now I'm at a maintenance phase, which I see I like maintenance. Right now I did a build for a little bit, which was fantastic to do through the holidays. I'm not gonna lie, because I could eat a lot at Christmas and through Thanksgiving. I thoroughly enjoyed all my meals. And then I went back into maintenance and I'm living happy in maintenance. Good energy levels. I sleep. I think me and Lauren like rejoiced over the fact that I was getting like on average 7 hours a night, which is a huge improvement from where I was at.
Where were you at before?
Like 4 or 5 if I was lucky. I mean, and it was
Paige.
broken. Yeah, it
Wow.
was it was horrible. I mean, and now I'm actually like I'm dreaming again, which is amazing. I didn't dream forever because I don't think I ever actually hit REM sleep consistently.
Yeah.
So, but my pain, I think it was about 6 months into the program that I was like, I don't think I need my Flexeril, my muscle relaxant. And so I started to just not take the muscle relaxant. I was like, okay, we're going to see how I'm doing without it. And I've been off the muscle relaxant now for a year, um, which is,
That's
I
amazing.
never thought I'd be off of the muscle relaxant, honestly, ever. Um,
How's that make you
and
feel?
oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, I was terrified of, I'm 30, 38, and I'm like, when I'm get older, I'm going to be on so much meds trying to manage my pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want it to get worse because I am a nurse. I know, kind of the domino effect of how that works. And I was like, I'm going to be on so much pain medication and I'm not going to be able to control anything. I mean, I'm going to be lucky if I can walk, and to be able to get off of the muscle relaxant, I mean, I was just ecstatic. Um, but just ecstatic. And then probably about 3 months after that, I started cutting back on my narcotic pain medications. And now I'm down to, I occasionally have to take it before bed, like once every 6 weeks ish. I mean, it's like because it's
That's
snowing and the
incredible.
weather's really crappy and my arthritis is just like, um, but it's rare that I do, or it's when my ablation's wearing off, which is, something I have a bone spur, so it can't, be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's only when that starts to wear off that I might need to start taking it. Um, but I mean, it's amazing being off. I never would have thought I'd be able to be off of the narcotics and the muscle relaxants. That was just
Wow.
something I figured was, stuck with me for the
You're gonna
rest
be
of
on
my
it.
life.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
so incredible.
yeah, yeah. It's
Jeez. Yeah, that's
it's
got
amazing.
something definitely to be very excited about, knowing that you don't have
Yes.
to take that and you're not subdued to it for the rest of your life. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
What are some other top achievements that you've had? I mean, those are some big ones, like reducing pain medications, coming off the narcotics. Like, what are maybe two or three other ones that you can think of?
My mobility. So stretching has been a big part of everything we've done. And so, I mean, I can actually like touch my toes. I mean, my flexibility is amazing compared to what it used to be. I mean, I remember going to physical therapy and they're like, okay, when does it hurt? And I'm like, barely leaning over and it hurts. And I can bend over and touch my toes. I mean, I can, like get 70% of the splits almost. I mean, I've gotten so much more flexible, um, which has been amazing. I can actually stretch and feel it, and it feels good. It doesn't just hurt.
Yeah.
Um, and I can play with my kid. I've gone running with him. All of a sudden, I'm just taking off, chasing him and running. And I get done, I'm like, wow, like it doesn't hurt. And I wanted to run with him, and I actually had the energy and the stamina to do it. And I didn't regret it the next day. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I hurt so bad. I woke up and it wasn't anything. It was just I had
That's
a good day with my
incredible.
kid.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah,
And yeah, so you're running again too.
I can, yes, which is yeah, I didn't think I'd ever be able to bounce and have that impact with my back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
yeah.
awesome. What do you feel like you're able to do now that you couldn't do before?
I can run, I can play, I can bounce, I can go do. I mean, we went to Disney for my kiddo's birthday
Yeah.
when he turned 6, and we walked 20,000 plus steps every single day, and I felt great for the entire week that we did it. Um,
Holy
I
cow.
carried him for half of it. My husband carried him for the other half, when he got tired. And I was able to carry him, for the second half of the day when his little legs were tuckered out after 10,000 steps,
Oh,
and ride on the rides without pain and just do all those fun things. I mean, I just would have never thought I'd be able to do that with him.
that's so cool, Paige. You should be
Yeah.
really proud of yourself for all those
Oh,
accomplishments that you've made.
Thank you.
You've put in the work. You listened to Lauren. You were receptive to doing workouts and fitting it in and got rid of your excuses. And
Yep.
you're eating 2,300 calories now, feeding your body
Yes.
what it needs, which is definitely a huge, that is probably the biggest component to your successes of pain reduction and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
Second to you exercising and moving your body is eating the food that your body has been wanting you to eat for years.
Putting nutrients back in. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Getting
Yeah.
some protein in your body.
Uh-huh. Yes.
If you had never made a change, where do you think you'd be today?
I don't even want to think about where I'd be.
I,
I
I
mean,
know. I know. I
you
don't want to
know,
go back there, but
no, no. I mean, my kiddo was wrestling, and I can actually get down on the wrestling mat and wrestle around with him, and I would have never been able to do that.
yeah,
Um, and the pain medications, I probably, at some point would have needed more. Um, the muscle relaxants and those made me tired. I mean, and I couldn't function. And I'm a nurse. I like to take care of people, and I'm good at taking care of people. I was horrible at taking care of myself.
mm,
And that was going to get worse. I might not have been able to continue taking care of people and function and go to work and do the things I love there as well as at home and taking care of my kiddo and my family.
yeah.
But taking care of myself was just as important so that I could take care of the people I want to take care of.
Heck yeah, you gotta put yourself first. But I totally feel you on that. Like I too went into nursing to help people, and you help people all day long. Last thing you want to do is try and help yourself at the end of the day. You just want to eat and go to bed, right? So you can wake up and do it again the next day.
Yep.
So that's pretty admirable that you realize that, hey, I gotta take care of myself. I gotta put myself first so that everybody around you, like even what made me realize was that if I can eat my meal in the ER when I worked there, that I'll be more happy and satisfied to go deal with my next patient rather than being irritable or mad or something like
Mm-hmm.
that because I wasn't giving myself the fuel that it needed. And that
Oh,
just
yeah.
makes you show up better as a nurse to once you take care of yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, your mood, I mean, you know, not getting cranky, not getting agitated, or just being so tired that you can't even think or process things the way that you should, and you
Yeah.
can. And even starting my company at the beginning of the year, I don't think I ever would have had the energy to even think about doing that. Um,
Totally.
because I was just tired. I was like, there's no way I don't have the energy to be a mom and work and start up my own company. That would have not been a possibility.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
cool to see where you are now today, like hearing that at the beginning of what you shared and all of those trials and tribulations and pain and exhaustion and being uncomfortable and like there was so much you shared there at the beginning. I was like, holy cow, she's only 39 years old. Like that, you've gone through it. But to hear where you are now is pain, pain is less and you're off medications and you're running more and you're eating more than double the amount. And
Hmm.
that's just so cool to hear. And one of the reasons why I wake up every day and pour into WarriorBabe and our coaching team and that they deliver this to you guys and then thank you because you're the one that took the action. You're the one that trusted in us at the start and dove in. Now you're a year and a half in, so you got into the second year.
Hmm.
How long do you think you're gonna go into another year after that?
I'm at a toss up. I'm kind of at a point where um, Lauren, is still amazing, helpful, but I'm not finding myself needing to lean on her as much as I was. Um, I told her I would love to keep her for like a once a month check-in, just if I have a quick question or, hey, did my macros and I'm not quite sure if I did them right, kind of like a
Yeah,
step down, from where
yeah,
I'm at.
yeah,
So we've got time to still decide before August. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think that by then we'll probably have something in the pipeline in terms of you, because there's more babes that want that too as well.
yeah, yeah.
We used to have that in the pipeline, but we might bring it back
Okay.
to that one point. And also to the second point was that you feel like you can, essentially we like to call it like graduate from the
Right.
program, Which
Right.
is like ultimately what we want, like our coaches, we want them to be able to give you guys a knowledge and education, the understanding where you are fully in control of your body and you understand it and you can
Hmm.
navigate nutrition and fitness the way that you need to, because you don't need you shouldn't need a coach for the rest of your life, but
Right.
it's
Right.
it's nice to have that knowledge base for yourself so you can continue on. That's what we
It
love to
is.
hear too. It's
Yeah, no, the
awesome.
program's done a great job with that. It's nice having a coach, though. I do like having that accountability partner, I
Yes,
guess, just that person that I'm
totally.
like, all right, I need to check and put my weight in, take my measurements. It's that no excuse kind of thing. It's that, okay,
Yeah.
just check in, throw it at her really quick, let her
Yeah.
know how I'm doing. Um, yeah. But the other part that I didn't mention before with Warrior Babe that I absolutely love is that I got sick. And so, yeah, I had to take like 2 weeks off because when I had COVID, it was like, oh, I have no energy. I'm tired. There's no way. But I didn't want to miss my workouts because I had been pretty consistent with things. And she always called me her consistency queen because I was very consistent. And so I dreaded not getting my workouts in or not tracking all my macros because I was so tired. And she's like, it's okay, take a break, recover. Your body needs to recover, sleep, eat healthy, get yourself better, and get back into it. And I wanted to get back into it. It was amazing. As soon as I felt better, it was like, all right, let's jump back in. She's like, all right, just take it easy. You don't need to hit the ground running, check your ego at the door, and
Heck
just
yeah.
take it light for the first week and let's see how you feel. And giving me exercises for the camper. We've gone out and gone camping, and I'm like, I don't want to miss a workout, but I need something I can do traveling. And so she's given me some different workouts that I can take on the go, body
Nice.
weight workouts or band workouts. And those have been awesome to have in my back pocket for when we go on a trip, um, to still get a little bit of a workout in if I want to.
Yeah.
And she's like, or take a break, take the weekend off, take
Yeah.
a Friday off. It's okay to skip one occasionally. It's not going to like ruin your results forever.
Yeah. It's a lifestyle.
It is.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't need to be perfect and show up every single time, every
No.
365, as long as you're just consistent, which
Right.
consistent and perfect are two different things.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for somebody that's watching this right now who may be unsure about like taking the next step, what would you tell them about Warrior Babe and the impact it could have on their life?
It's a lifestyle change, and it's forever. I mean, it's 100% different than any other program out there. It's not slim down fast to get into a dress or to go on a vacation. It's an overall just lifestyle to make you feel better and improve your energy or whatever your personal goals are.
Hmm.
Um, it's not written in stone. It's whatever you want it to be, whatever you're looking for. If you just want to feel healthier and just be more active, or if you want to bulk up and get, super strong and muscles, that's great. Or if you just want to tone down or if you just want to maintain, like the program is for anybody who just wants to have a better lifestyle and enjoy food and exercise and energy and sleep and all of the above.
I love that. And this could be like a full circle moment for you, for that man that was making his gym all the right way so he could still work out. Because if someone's listening to this, like for you maybe, like the way I was perceiving it was like you could have easily just continued to give up and said like I'm too far gone with all of the things that you were experiencing. What would you say to somebody right now that maybe feels like they're too far gone to make any type of real change for themselves?
Nobody's too far gone. I mean, I had every excuse under the sun. The pain, the fear of pain, the fear of eating, the stomach pain,
Mm.
and you have a coach and they help you work through every step of that. knee pain, shoulder pain. I mean, I can hit her with, hey, my shoulder's hurting with this one, and she'll modify it for me that week, or she'll take it out entirely if that one's bugging me. Um, it's made for you. It's made for each babe that signs up, and whatever their goals are and whatever their restrictions are, it's
Mhm.
made for them. It's not a one size fits all program.
Amazing. Well, Paige, thank you for being here and sharing your story and inspiring
Of
anybody
course.
that's listening to this. And anyway that is listening to this, Paige's story proves that no matter what obstacles that you face in life, whether it's chronic pain or medical conditions or years of struggling with food or fitness, there's always a way forward, and you can get past your mistake, your not mistakes, you can pass your excuses, and you can take control of your health. And she found a way to feel her body and move her body that actually works. And now she's not just surviving, she's thriving. So if you guys are listening to this, take the first step, do it today. Your future self would definitely thank you, as Paige's future self is definitely thanking her today. So thank you, Paige, for being here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you and appreciate your time.